friends, welcome to Baha'i Focus. Baha'i Focus, as you know, is a local production of the Carbondale Baha'i community. Today we're going to be talking about the new video, Mona and the Children. This is a true story about a young high school girl. She was a young school student in Shiraz, Iran, who was hanged by the Islamic government of Iran, the government of Khomeini, on the night of June 18th, 1983, along with 9 other Baha'i women. This is the story of Mona's bravery and courage in the face of unimaginable cruelty and profound effect that her life has had upon the people thousands of miles away. It's the story of incredible bravery of a 16-year-old girl. Many people are aware of the situation that is going on in Iran, where the Baha'is are being persecuted because of their faith, because of their beliefs. And the Islamic government of Khomeini is trying to force them to give up their beliefs and to join Islam, something that they do not want to do, something that they steadfastly refuse to do. The response of the government of Iran, of Khomeini, has been it's been a systematic attempt to exterminate the Baha'is. There's no simpler way to say it. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to stamp out the Baha'i faith in Iran. They're using economic means. They're trying to take away the jobs of the people. They're using social pressures by inciting the people against the Baha'is. And in some instances, they're using torture and death. Many of the Baha'i leaders have been executed. The Baha'i faith is governed by elected governing bodies. There are elected governing bodies on the national level. In the last couple of years, 2 of these elected bodies of 9 people have disappeared and been murdered. Later their bodies were found murdered, or they were just taken out and killed. Anyone who showed any leadership ability at all within the Baha'i community was arrested, tortured, tried to force them to recant their faith, and then killed. They've killed the leaders, they've killed the adults, they've killed the men, they've killed the women, and now they're killing the children. This video is a story that graphically depicts what is going on in Iran. So I think until the world knows about what's going on, I think that we should keep showing this video. I think this video is going to become the theme song of the Baha'i Focus presentation. So once again, we'd like to show you the video, Mona and the Children.
آره برادر کلک همشونو میکنی یالا آره
یالا زود باش کار داریم میخوایم بریم زود باش بجام از اول کاره
آره برادر کلک همشونو میکنی
That is a very powerful statement, a very powerful story. It's hard to believe that a young girl like that would be forced to endure the hardships and the things that she had to go through. It's hard to believe. But this is becoming an everyday occurrence in the life of the Baha'is of Iran, the lives of anywhere from 300,000 to 500,000 people. We've got a brief outline of Mona's story and her experiences I'd like to relate to you. Up to 11 years old, she had many years of study and preparation in both secular and Baha'i schools. The Baha'is had their own schools in Iran. She had developed a deep commitment to her faith, to its founder, its history, its literature, especially service to the community and education of its children. When she was arrested, as you saw in the video, she was operating a schoolroom in a home. And the reason she was doing this is because the government had barred the Baha'i children from going to school. It's one more of the social pressures that was put upon the Baha'is of Iran. In 1978, at the beginning of the Islamic Revolution, 280 Baha'i homes in Shiraz were burned. This was part of the mob action against the Baha'is. In many cases, this was not only sanctioned by the mullahs, the Islamic priests, but in many cases they were there as witnesses. They destroyed the house of the forerunner of the Baha'i faith, which was in Shiraz. The house of the Bab. The Bab is a word meaning gate. This was very precious to Mona, and it was very precious to all the Baha'is of the world. They destroyed the house where the Baha'i faith began, and they have since paved it over and made it into a parking lot. In October of 1982, 1 month after her 17th birthday, Revolutionary Guards broke into and ransacked her house. They stole the Baha'i books, precious mementos, photo albums, tapes of Mona reciting prayers. And this later was used as evidence that she had misled others. Mona and her father were arrested and held separately in prison. In prison, she was subjected to constant abuse, to insults, to false accusations by Revolutionary Guards and the mullahs. There were several interrogations, some of these lasting 10 to 12 hours, and often conducted at night to deprive her of her sleep. She was separated from her loved ones and her friends. She endured the physical hardship of prison. There were 45 people living in one 12-foot by 18-foot room with only one open shower. Several people had to eat with their hands from only a single soup plate. She was not allowed to pray. She was not allowed to study. She was not allowed to read. While in prison, she witnessed others tortured. Her own father was executed 3 months after they entered prison. Many others in the prison witnessed her interrogations, and they said that her clear and forthright explanations of basic Baha'i teachings, of why she chose to be a Baha'i, and how she refuted the false charges of Zionism, spying, misleading Muslims, etc. The charges are many, and the charges are usually ridiculous. And these bystanders marveled at her courage in facing the mullahs, and saw the mullahs as being defeated by her strength. by her courage, and by her calm spirituality. It is reported over and over again that these qualities moved, frightened, and infuriated the mullahs, or the priests, who saw that they were powerless to force this child to recant her faith. Then the revolutionary authorities in Shiraz pretended to set bail for her and promised her freedom. Instead, they took possession of her family property, offered as bail by her mother, whom they then imprisoned, leaving only her sister outside. This is a tactic that they use to gain ownership of the homes of Baha'is. They tell the Baha'is that they will be allowed to go free on bail if they bring in the deed to their house. When they have the deed, then they keep the deed and then they own the house. After 4 sessions of interrogation, each one demanding that she deny her religion, she was hanged with 9 other Baha'i women and young girls on June 18th, 1983. She was hung with 9 other women and Baha'i girls. 4 of the girls were teenagers. It was at this time that President Reagan made his appeal to the government of Iran for leniency for the Baha'is in prison. This might be something that in the future the historians will look back at and marvel at, that a man as busy as the President of the United States would take time from all his responsibilities and all his duties to make an appeal for the lives of these Baha'is living on the other side of the world. On May 17th, 1983, President Reagan issued a statement to the other world leaders asking them to join him in an appeal to Iran's leadership not to implement death sentences imposed upon innocent people. Let's quote, innocent people. He said of the Iranian Baha'is, quote, "These individuals are not guilty of any political offense or crime, and that sparing their lives would be a step forward for Iran and for the world community." It was in the wake of that appeal, in the weeks that followed, that news came to us that 400 government officials had been dismissed from their jobs for life because of their membership in the Baha'i faith. In that same period, 16 more Baha'i men and women were executed by Iranian authorities as a response to President Reagan's plea. There are many stories about Mona that are coming out of prison and out of Iran about what her last days were like. You will notice in the video, one of the signs is, one of the lyrics is makes reference to dancing. And it is said that she asked to be the last one hanged so that she could pray for the strength of her companions and to pray for their souls. And supposedly she said to her sister before she was killed that she asked her sister to pray for her, that she would have the strength to go dancing to her death. They took these women and these young girls, one by one, on the last bus ride to the gallows, and in an effort to break their spirit, in an effort to destroy their faith, to frighten them, one by one, these women were killed. One by one, these women were hanged. You can imagine what it would be like to watch your friends as they are being hanged right before your eyes. This did not shake Mona's beliefs, which did not shake her faith. It only deepened her resolve. You might ask yourself, what is it about these people that would make them want to die? The answer is very simple. Baha'is don't want to die. Baha'is want to live. But Baha'is have a standard. Baha'is have a way of life. It's a very high standard. The moral standard and the standard of personal conduct standards are very, very high. And by denying their faith, they would be denying everything they believed in, all their families. And it's something that they find impossible to do. There is one story of a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, who were taken into prison, and they were tortured, and they were in an attempt to force them to give up their faith. And the woman refused to give up her faith. Usually when Baha'is are taken into prison and they're given a choice, they're given two pieces of paper to sign. One says, I am a Baha'i, and then they die. One says that they convert to the religion of Khomeini, and they're allowed to go free. The woman refused to sign the paper converting to Khomeini's religion. She signed the paper choosing death. She signed the paper choosing steadfastness to her faith. Her husband, in a moment of weakness, decided that he couldn't stand to go through the tortures anymore, and he couldn't stand to face death. So he signed the paper saying that he was converting to Islam. They took his wife away, and they killed her. The man found that when he was out of the prison, when he was back in the world, he found that his life was totally empty now. Everything that he had believed in, everything that he had stood for his entire life was now gone. Even the other Muslims, he supposedly now was a Muslim, even the other Muslims now wanted nothing to do with him because they felt that a man who was that weak in his religion, and that weak in his beliefs, that they didn't want any part of him. It was a situation that he found so unbearable that one day later he went back to the prison and he said, give me that paper back, the paper that I signed converting to Islam. I no longer want to be a convert to Islam. I want to be a Baha'i. And if this means that I will die, then so be it. So he went back to the prison. He said, I'm a Baha'i. He said, kill me if you will. And they did. They took him out and shot him. The Baha'is are not fanatics. The Baha'is are very rational people. The first Baha'i teaching is independent investigation of truth. To seek truth with your own eyes, with your own mind, and not with the eyes and the mind of others. To seek reality in all situations, in all circumstances. Whether it appears to be against everyday practices, everyday beliefs, even some instances where it appears to be against your own religion. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith, always says, always seek truth. Always seek truth. And this is one reason why Baha'is die. They are lovers of truth, and they believe that they have the truth. There are some quotes here from some of the mullahs. You saw a priest in the video where he gave mullah a choice. She could either convert to Islam or she could die. I'd like to read a couple of quotes from these mullahs. And it shows their intention. They have no intention of stopping the persecution of the Baha'is. Mullah Khazai, who was the religious judge who condemned the 10 women to death by hanging, quoted in the government-controlled newspaper Khabar-e-Junub on February 22nd, 1983. He said, quote, "Before it is too late, the Baha'is should recant the Baha'i faith. Otherwise, the day will soon come when the Islamic nation will deal with the Baha'is in accordance with its religious obligation, and will, God willing, fulfill the prayer of Noah," and he quotes a passage from the Quran, "Lord, leave not one single family of infidels upon the earth." There's another quote. Ayatollah Muhammad Gilani, chairman of the Central Revolutionary Court, and Asadullah Lajavari, Iran's chief prosecutor, in a press interview reported in the newspaper Kayhan on January 20th, 1982, after explaining that the entire government is implicated in the decisions to execute Baha'is. This proved the real basis of the persecution by saying, quote, "When it is proven that they are purified from defilement and the wrong ideology, they will be regarded by Islamic doctrine as free people and will be released." When they are purified, they will be released. This is the intention of the Islamic government of Iran. During World War II, when the soldiers marched into the death camps of Germany and of Poland and of the surrounding countries, they were astonished when they found the political prisoners, the Jewish prisoners, and Baha'is in the death camps. The world did not know what was going on. The world did not know that these people were being tortured, and they were being starved, and they were being killed. The same thing is going on now. There's an entire group of people who are being killed. There's an entire group of people that is being systematically eradicated. Only now it is happening on TV. It is happening in the courts. It is happening in the United States Congress. Appeals were going on by the United States President. We know what is happening in Iran. We're not sure what can be done to stop it. The Baha'is are not allowed to leave. The Baha'is are not allowed to stay and live. All we can do right now is be aware of the situation, to know what is going on, to be informed, and to keep proclaiming to the world what is going on, so that there is a tremendous outcry among all the people of the world, to not forget the Baha'is, to not allow this to continue, and to not allow it to ever happen to the Baha'is or to anyone else. That is why we're showing these videos. That is why we're talking about this. And I hope you will become informed, but I hope you will keep this in the forefront of your mind, because it is something that the world cannot allow to happen. If you would like information about the Baha'i faith, you can call the Baha'i number in the phone book. We'll be happy to give you any literature or discuss any questions you might have. Or you can get Baha'i books in either the Carbondale City Library or in the SIU Library. So for Baha'i Focus tonight, we're running out of time. I'd like to say thank you for watching, and please remember the Baha'is of Iran.